What is up YouTube, and welcome to this MCU video. It's been a few days since my last video on the MCU, so there's actually a lot to cover here. So as always, if you like what you see, please do hit the subscribe button and like the video for more. All of that is greatly appreciated there. So as I said, a lot has happened, and the quarantine Marvel watchathons have been a goldmine for hidden treasure troves of information and insights on the production and meaning behind certain scenes and choices in Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame as well. I just wish I could join in, but I wake up and I see all the information, so I guess it's the same. The movie's creators and writers have confirmed quite a lot of information, such as the reason why Cap was only able to lift Mjolnir just a tiny little bit there. He simply wasn't worthy yet. Just yet. We know that he yeeted Thanos with the hammer. He just had to resolve the death of Tony's parents there to truly actually be worthy. When I saw it, some guy sounded like he was about to jizz every single hit of the hammer, but I won't actually kink shame, lads. Each to their own. And plus, that was America's ass. Not only that, but we learned that Ant-Man did not age a single day. Duh, like obviously, we knew that. Paul Rudd has not actually aged a single day since Clueless. Yes, I love Clueless. It was the 90s version of Mean Girls. But this is a good revelation, as we know that time obviously moves differently there in the quantum realm. But Janet was in there for far too long for, well, it to actually work for her there. So 5 years equals really like 5 minutes within the quantum realm. But one big thing here is how the writers of the movie commented on the possible inclusion of Namor the Sub-Mariner. If you don't know, he is a mutant, and when asked about Okoye's message about dealing with underwater tremors by leaving them alone, and if this was a direct connection to Atlantis and Namor, the writers said that sometimes you plant seeds and sometimes they grow. If that is not a confirmation, then personally, I don't know what is these days. This is nothing new to the MCU, and seeds have been planted throughout the entire MCU, with characters such as Crusher Creel having a poster in Cap's gym, and the character later appearing and being a big part of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Peter Parker's Iron Man 2 appearance was also featured there as well. The tremors should absolutely be something to be worried about there, Okoye, as they are coming from Atlantis as well as Namor, and he actually destroyed Wakanda in the Avengers vs. X-Men event. And considering the X-Men are indeed coming to the MCU, then this reveal would be almost perfect to introduce each one of these players into the game there. Now, I never actually liked the Avengers vs. X-Men event, and it actually turned me off of Marvel Comics for a few years until I got a Comixology sale and I was reading more indie stuff, such as Wicked the Divine, Saga, and things like that. But the X-Men haven't been truly accepted by the Avengers, and this kind of fight would be amazing to see on the screen. I want to see Captain America going against someone like Wolverine, Deadpool there sitting on the sidelines playing both sides because he doesn't care. And this reveal that is that Namor leads to our next story, that the MCU event could indeed be named Ultimatum. Yes, that Ultimatum. The huge, edgy as heck Marvel Ultimates story. A production grid has actually shown that this will be the next event. So Ultimatum is coming in some way, shape or form. Parts of the MCU do actually fit into this, as Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch were both perceived as being dead there, leading Magneto to basically kill almost everyone on the planet. And that includes over 30 heroes. I mean, the Wasp was actually eaten by the Blob for some reason. I really don't know why they decided to do that. But Doctor Doom manipulated all of these events, all the while having Namor as a prisoner in his room, in his really cool throne room there. But it was all manipulated by Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. It was meant to end the Ultimates universe, but the comic was just awful, with over-the-top violence that just seemed absolutely gratuitous. However, the Ultimates have actually given us some big parts of the MCU here. I mean, the Samuel L. Jackson lookalike was one of the big parts of the Ultimates. And, well, as we know, Samuel L. Jackson is Nick Fury in the MCU there. And it's an interesting way to introduce the Fantastic Four as a massive movie where the Avengers and the X-Men throw down. Now, the Fantastic Four were a big part of Ultimatum. The biggest part of this is the fact that Nick Fury reveals that mutants are actually made by humans and were a failed experiment to replicate the Super Solider Serum. Now, considering that the Super Solider Serum led to the Hulk, Abomination, and even was given to the Winter Soldier, that continuation does actually work when we're looking at it and framing it within inside the MCU. Obviously, if there is no M gene, I can imagine a stupidly big backlash there. But the Super Solider Serum would be a big continuation of the story that is actually written right there into the DNA of the MCU. And Nick Fury, as he is in the MCU, was taken from the Ultimates universe. So there is a history of them doing this, and I think it'd be really, really cool. I would be sort of down for this origin if it actually worked, and the Ultimatum storyline would be big, but I would want them to hint leading towards this, like they hinted towards Thanos, and he was just included a little bit in each movie up until Infinity War. I want that same sort of build up here, in my opinion, and they can build on the X-Men later on, because the X-Men sort of survived, even though most of them died. So we also have a set video leak of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. While not much is actually known about this movie, except the fact that the Mandarin, yes, the real Mandarin, not Trevor Slattery, will be here. We don't really know anything else, but the plot leak has some graffiti in it, which shows the numbers 2020, which hints towards that this is actually set mid-blip, because I think this is cool. If they do this, well, it would work, because I want to know more about what took place during the blip. And there's a lot of story there. There's 5 years of story that we haven't actually seen. We saw it jokingly referenced in Spider-Man Far From Home, with kids having to go back to the year they were when they were in school, when the blip actually happened. But let me know what you think down below. Do you want that? The problem is it's two sort of prequels, with Black Widow being a prequel and this being a sort of prequel to the current events. There is that. But let me know. If you're interested, please do subscribe down below with notifications on, and please do also commenting down below with what you think. But I'll see you soon. Goodbye.